welcome to the DTB podcast, the #1 barber podcast on YouTube and of the world.
Stay down, came up, God made a way. Stay down, came up, God made a way.
Today we have a special guest, but before we get into this episode, we just want to remind you all to please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember, when you subscribe to our channel, you become part of this community, you help the movement move forward, and you help the vision stay alive.
What's up, DTB fam? We're back again in the studio today with a great and new special guest, the lead educator for Maintain, the owner of Capital Shave Barbers, and the founder of the new exclusive for the culture. We got Cutsbydan. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, thank you for coming, Dan.
Hey, man, the time has finally come, man. I'm here, DTB. Thank you guys for having me. Man, let's get it. Let's get right into this.
Yeah, brother. Hey, so Dan, tell us a little bit about yourself, about your journey, your success. What's something that you've been so proud about lately in your career?
What, man? Honestly, I'm blessed to be a barber in general. You know, everyone has their story. Some stories are better than others, but you know what makes a barber unique is their personal upbringing within the industry. And as far as success, man, every day is successful to me. You know, I try not to look at anything as a downfall, and just getting up every day, getting to the shop, you know, opening new doors with new people is successful. But as far as personal success, you know, I'm 6 years in with Capital Shave Barbers in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, California. You know, I'm very blessed to announce that. You know, I've had a lot of different journeys within the industry that, you know, some of them succeeded, some of them fell off. But my new endeavor and getting back into the coordinating of events would be for the Culture Barber and Beauty Expo this September 29th.
You say you used to do coordinating already?
Yeah, man. Prior to COVID and prior to the first year opening Capital Shave Barbers, prior to COVID, prior to the first year of opening my shop, I used to have a successful event, a barber battle called Battle of the Empire.
Okay.
And we went 2 years strong. I opened up my first barber shop, or I'm sorry, my second location. And it took some time away for the first year, then COVID hit. And when COVID hit, you know, that 2020 was supposed to be my returning year for Battle of the Empire. And then, you know, it was just a shit show after that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, so you're a barbershop owner too, as well?
Yeah.
You have two shops.
Yeah. I'm now solo owner for Rancho Cucamonga. There's a Fontana location, that partnership, you know how that goes, and we won't get into that.
Yeah,
but, you know, shout out to them. They're still doing their thing over there. But yeah, barbershop owner.
How long do you have with your barbershop?
So with this location is 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm educator for Maintain Professional.
Oh, Maintain.
Men's
Okay.
Grooming. Yeah.
Wait, Capital Shave is your barbershop then?
Capital Shave Barbers, that's my barbershop.
That's your barbershop. Okay. I thought that was like a product, like
Oh, no.
Capital Shave.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Do.
So back to Fontana, it was a barber and shave parlor. So we were trying to go for that, you know, traditional shave parlor and hot towel shaves. And, you know, back when that whole scene was popping, you know, bringing all the old tradition back.
Yeah.
And then Capital Shave Barbers is more of a cut shave style, just innovated a little bit different and took a different approach and try to, you know, keep modern and classic.
Yeah, correct. I was at Glendale and I was searching up all the barbershops around the area. And they were all like gentleman parlors, and then I actually walked by one yesterday, and on Sunday, and I looked in, and they had like tattoos on the walls, like vintage, and I was just like, man, I like the idea, but I was just like, I feel like they need to innovate a little bit more now. It looked too old school.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's the thing with the whole traditional vibe. Before the audience was a lot bigger, I feel. And then now with the new wave, the new generation and innovation in general, you know, we were just talking about, you know, machines and product and you know, I feel like now that audience is a little bit smaller. So we have to keep moving with the times.
Correct.
Unless you're just okay with serving one particular audience.
I still think the traditional way of barbering we should still try to keep it alive though.
Oh yeah.
You know?
And that's what Capital Shave Barbers is all about. Where you know, we keep the classic traditional vibe, but we meet the modern man's lifestyle.
Okay. Are you getting a lot of beards like yours at the shop?
I tend to attract more beards.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. You know, I used to have my own product line as well called Oliver's Organics.
Okay.
Named after my son. So, you know, back in the day, you know, we could get into that a little bit more later, but that's where I kind of became the face of my product, and then I just started attracting all this bearded clientele. You know? And it was like, and then it just kind of it's followed.
Hey,
know?
so what do you tell the people that always ask you like, hey, how can I grow a beard like yours? What's your answer to that question?
Oh man,
Nah, because I tell them like, bro, it's all genetics.
Yeah.
That's what I came to learn. Like, it's all genetics.
I just tell them to eat more ass. Fuck.
I be like, you gotta get the booty juice on the side. Yeah, I just
Get
tell
that
them.
booty juice.
Yeah, no. But
every time I say that, my wife smacks me. That's inappropriate.
Hey, so do you think it's possible for someone to grow a beard? Someone like that doesn't have a beard. You think it's possible?
Ah man, yeah, it depends.
How you
bro.
looked into it?
I mean,
Because I don't know if
it's
you
funny,
saw.
It pops up to my mom. My boy Junior Playboy. He's one of my barbers, and
Yeah.
he's Filipino, and that motherfucker grew a beard.
Damn.
And he's Filipino.
Damn.
But
yeah.
you know, it just the density and you know, there are things I feel like natural oils and just stuff that can stimulate hair growth.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends, but for the most part, it's genetics.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
So Dan, take us a little bit about through your journey with Maintain. How did that opportunity arise?
Yeah, so like I said, I had my brand, Oliver's Organics, and I jumped into the industry. I kind of started like I hit the ground running. You know, I started a little bit late in life. Around picked up a pair of clippers, probably like 28 years old.
Damn.
You know, and then I used to do warehousing, and you know, I was 15 years into the warehousing industry, and you know, it was just something that I didn't enjoy, you know, but I've always had the entrepreneur mindset to where like I had side business, side hustles. I used to work 410s for Target Distribution.
Oh, okay.
And, Tuesday through Friday, and then on my 3 days off, I was painting. I had a house painting business, interior, exterior painting company. I went into pressure washing, auto detailing. Prior to all that, a clothing line. So
You was trying to make money, right?
yeah, I always wanted a way out. You know, this was before like the whole entrepreneur thing was like a trend. You know,
Yeah.
before LLCs and corporations, and like you literally had to go grind it out and save money because the bank wasn't going to lend you shit unless you were making money.
Yeah.
Right. So anyhow, fast forward, I got myself terminated from the warehouse to go into barbering because I already had a nice set of clientele. I went into producing my own beard oil, and then hitting the industry, all the barber shows and you know, beauty and barber. Just
What year
out
is
there.
this? Like 2016?
No, bro, this was and it's funny because I'm not good with years, so on the way over here I'm scrolling like trying to figure out. I didn't realize that this September I'm gonna hit 10 years as a licensed barber.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's dope. 10 as a
So,
licensed
as
barber.
a licensed barber.
But you were still cutting before that, right?
2012 is when I picked up a pair of clippers.
2012.
Yeah. So it took me about 2 years to pick up a pair of clippers, get myself into an apprenticeship program, get my license, get fired, open up a shop, start a brand, and just hit the ground running. Yeah. Because I just had a different mindset.
But
I'm
how
a little bit older. you know?
Yeah, correct. So then when do you start like cutting hair and like already trying to like land a deal with Maintain or?
So then COVID hit, okay, and my whole distribution, my production just came to a stop. Yeah,
your business, your
all my
personal.
business. I mean, and I kind of shot myself in the foot with that because I was depending on my glass to come from overseas, my tints to come from overseas, and I had right here in downtown LA. I had a distributor that I was getting all that from, and I knew that they were getting their product from overseas. And then when the ports and everything stopped, you know, I even had a michelada business, so my plastic containers were coming from over there, and everything came to a stop, right? And then not only that, but some of the goods, you know, here in the States, you know, with the oils, essential oils and stuff like that,
They went up on price?
it went up on price. So then I just said, you know what, man, like sometimes you have to make like a really educated and or you have to think about the future, and am I going to move forward with my heart or my brain? Am I going to move forward with emotions and take a loss just to keep this brand going because I don't want to look like a failure?
Yeah.
Or am I going to do the logical thing and be like, you know what, let's put this to the side for now, and then see what the future holds. So when I did that, little did I know that they were already watching me, and then they came knocking, and then we developed very good friendship into business relations. They asked me to do a class, and that was 2020, early 2020.
Right before everything shut down.
Yeah. So, no, I'm sorry. So that was like right around mid 2020.
Mid 2020?
After I had already just put everything to the side. Because when everything shut down, my whole process was like, okay, you got your overhead at home, you got your overhead at the shop, you got your products, you know, and what are you gonna do? So I said, you know what, I'm shutting it all down. We got to minimize the cost because we don't know what the future holds, you know. And then when they come knocking, ask me to do a class because I did a class that it was in that downtown college that went out of business, right across the street from Grand Central Market in that area.
I remember they were having the sale, right, for like chairs and all that?
Yeah, they went out of business.
Yeah, they went out of business.
So then from there, I kind of...
So you went to do a class there already for Maintain? Or so they already... How did you get in the educational part? Like where you were already giving classes for your own product where they were like, hey, come and do a class for us, for our products?
So yeah, with the beard product, I would go do beard demos, or I would do a full haircut demo and then really emphasize the beard using my product. I had to be the face of the brand because like we were talking earlier, I had a vision and nobody was going to fulfill that vision. Even if I allocated it, say, hey bro, can you come do a class for me and use my product? And then you don't capture that like I wanted you to, then I would have been upset. So I said, I got to do it myself. Bam. And I was at Mowdown. I was at all the barber battles, just pushing education, and the little bit of knowledge that I can give to someone else, they're going to receive that, and it could be the best thing they've ever heard that day, or in that time of their career. Yeah. And it looks like, the other brand was already watching. So when they approached me, were like, hey man, like, let's work, let me set you up a class. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. Like I'm down. And it was a success. And then from there, we just, we signed a contract, and they put me on as a lead educator and ambassador. And then just moving on, we went into having a LA team. And then, some things kind of went, business was kind of up and down for the brand because they were innovating and they were trying to grow and expand. So then we lost some of the LA team, and then, I kind of just ended up on my own out here. But then we got our Vegas team. We got a guy in Reno. We got a guy in Arizona. So
I've seen that. I used to go to a lot of those events, and you guys, they were pretty deep. Their station that was always giving out free stuff. Were you using already the product, or how long did it take you to adjust to doing classes using that product? Yeah. Were you already using Maintain product, or the product is just, very, very good to use, that it's easy to, be able to explain how to use it?
Yeah. So I was using their pomade, and then I would every now and then use their hairspray, and I despise the beard oil.
You didn't like it? You didn't like it? Oh,
I was still moving with my heart. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, and I still had my own surplus of Oliver's Organics. So I was like, okay, I'll use everything but your beard oil, But then when it came down to it, and their pomade has always been my favorite pomade on the market. I used to be a big pomade guy that just used all the pomades, and like when I got one, I stuck with it, And there was a few of them until the next one came. I gave it a shot, like, cool, dope, But their pomade was more universal, And you can do volume separation with a little bit of pomade just to lock it in, or you can do like a high pomp. And that's where I was like, wow, the more you use, the more you apply, the more you're going to get a slick look, or the less you use, you're going to get more of a volumized look. So that was mind-boggling to me that the formula for that was, was what it was. And then that's when I was like, okay, well, I already use your pomade. Yeah, let's work, So then fast forward to answer your question, I talked to my boy on the phone, Saved Barber. He's our lead educator out there, and he told me, hey, bro, like, are you willing to go all in? And I was like, well, what do you mean? He's like, because if we move forward with, business opportunities, I need you to be 100% maintain on your station, because there's no way that they're going to believe in you if you're using all these other products.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then only, if someone walks into your shop and they see all these other products, but then online it's like an imposter, and that's one thing we don't do, either you love it or you don't. Yeah, so I said, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. I can't guarantee you because I haven't used all the products, but let's do it. I'm down. So to this day, that's the only product I sell on my product wall is Maintain.
That's I actually use a shaving gel.
Oh yeah.
And then I use the shaving gel to this day. The gravity spray, I remember I told you that I used to use it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gravity spray. It was pretty good. I actually like the brand.
I think that's the best thing, bro. That gravity spray.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love that thing.
Yeah.
Like, I be buying like a 6-pack every time I buy one.
It's
Yeah.
to like give the hair a little bit of volume, right?
Yeah.
Or a lot
just
of volume.
I like it for lineups too. Like, spray it on before I line up.
Yeah.
Like, want to do like a crop or something, and throw it on there. If you're trying to like do those crazy spikes.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people use like the got to be, but I think the Maintain spray, the zero gravity, is perfect for that stuff.
I think the innovation from texture powder into the zero gravity was just a game changer for the market and the industry.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, really underrated. Because if you just think about dumping some powder on the top of the head or actually spraying it at an even consistency and it acting, because it's aerosol, as a cold shot, you can really get that separation and let it go, and it's gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the game changers for me too. Like, whoa, what is this? I was dumping product on on
like powder
texture,
and stuff, texture powder, and using the spray, it was just a lot easier, cleaner.
Yeah,
I would feel, and it would give me the results that I wanted for the most part.
Yeah. So then how did the For the Culture come to life? Where did you get the idea?
Well, man,
Is this the first year, right, or no?
So For the Culture, Barber and Beauty Expo, this is year number 1, and we're paving the way. This is something that I'm putting all my I don't like to use that term, but all my bread into the one basket. Which I'm not, but from here I am. So So rewind. I just hit 5 years. We're on our 6th year. Our 5-year anniversary, I coordinated a 5-year anniversary for Capital Shave, and which was a success. I did that within like 2 months of planning, and it was just a huge showcase, a huge celebration. I had probably about 3 rounds, 5, 10, 15. I had like 20 showcase barbers come out, artists, and then I had some live performances, had a DJ, a bar, a couple vendors, and custom cars in the front. It was a movie,
Yeah.
And
when was this? This was this year?
This was, so my anniversary date is April 1st.
Yeah.
April, May, and then I didn't get around to it till October of last year. So it was October of last year, and then we just hit our 6th year. Yeah. So, anyhow, so with the showcase, I'll just explain the story real quick.
Yeah.
I had partnered up with somebody. Hey, because they posted, oh, let's do a showcase, let's get it cracking like pre-COVID. And I said, okay, let's do it. What's up? My anniversary's come up, and whatever you need, I'll provide. And you bring your showcase barbers, I'll bring mine, and we'll get down. We'll have a function. And then it was just kind of like, yeah. But then like a brush off. And then I was just like, why am I reaching out to this person? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
correct.
I'm answering their requests. And then now it's like, all right, well, I got you. Don't trip, because I could do this shit myself. You know? And it just lit a fire. Like, let's get it. And I did it my way. You know what I'm saying? And everything happens for a reason, because maybe if I would have partnered up with that person, the anniversary showcase wouldn't have been Capital Shave's way or Dan's way or Dan's vision.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, all right, let's do it. Bam. And then once it was a success, that's where I was just like, all right, I'm getting back into it. I got to do this.
Yeah.
I'm, you know, I just said I'm 10 years into the game, you know, and I'm only getting older. And with that, it's like I want to be a legend for my community in some sort. I don't want to be on all the billboards or, you know, the LED screens at CT Barber Expo. For my local community, for LA, Inland Empire, like, you know, for my students, my barbers, you know, I want, for my son, most importantly, I need to leave a legacy behind.
That's right.
And with that being said, I said, all right, we're bringing Battle of the Empire back. I was fired up, bro, fired up. We're bringing Battle of the Empire back. And I started messing with it, made a flyer, and then, you know, started just listing everything, you know, because for me, I just do one big list, and then I start filling in the blanks. Boom, 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 right? And then I was like, no, I can't do a barber battle. Those ain't cracking like that no more. Those ain't popping. Like, that was pre-COVID, bro. You've been to, you know, Premiere, ISSC, or IBS, Vegas, and all these barber beauty expos. And like I was telling you guys earlier, you know, I like to shoot for the stars, you know, because if you know, I can do that, then let's do it. But if not, I know it's going to be successful on some level, right?
Yeah.
So if they're doing it, all the major brands are coming together and doing a Barber Beauty Expo and doing demos and education from both sides. Why can't you do it here in the Inland Empire in San Bernardino? You know, and I found a location, and once I got that location, that's where it just started. Boom, 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 boom. Like,
how did you find that location? You had good connections?
I got a pretty good, solid. I network with everybody, bro. Like everybody from, you know, from corporate to the streets, you know. So, the gym I train at, me and my son train mixed martial arts, right? So my kickboxing coach, he does a fight night at this location.
Damn.
And when I went, I was just like, what in the world?
It's
You know,
huge.
like, I need to do something here, right? So first was Battle Empire, boom, and then it was just like, nah, like, let's go Barber Beauty. You know, you like to network with everyone. Let's get out of barbering, because the barbers are gonna show up, no doubt. You know? From corporate to the streets, so they're gonna show up. Maybe corporate might not show up this year, but the streets are gonna show up for you for sure. So now when you split it in half, now your success, it's that much easier to make this event bigger than what it is. 40 vendors, it sounds like a lot, but when you split that up 20-20 or 15-15 and then 10 lifestyle, we only got 15 vendors on each side to fill. And now we got a show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, let's bridge the gap.
You know what's interesting? That we go back to that, but when I was doing the podcast, I was telling KO, like, I like the barber thing, right? But we're cutting it too small. The niche is too small, because if we do the beauty industry, is nail techs, is lash techs, is barbering, is hair, is like you're expanding more, you know. But I have learned that you need to start target with a target audience and then expand, you know. First start with a niche and then go to all the niches, you know. So you say you want to bridge the gap, right? You want to bridge the gap of barbering and beauty. Right, and so what exactly do you mean by the gap? What was the gap for you?
So I honestly feel like, and I'm getting a lot of it right now with coordinating this, reaching out to beauty brands, and they're just like, oh man, like I shared it with you. I don't think I got to. I'm gonna send it to you, but I created a whole marketing deck. You know, I'm going as professional as I can. You know, from emails to the marketing deck to, I mean, I'm even trying to get, hopefully it goes through. It doesn't look too well right now, but I was telling you about the billboards off the freeway. I'm old school. I shake hands, I hand out business cards, and I like to see things on the side of the freeway.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so so they're not receptive to the idea because, oh, Dan, this is a great idea, but kind of just seems like a barber show, and my product might not be beneficial. Your show might not be beneficial to me making money at your show, and that's where I'm just like, that's the gap. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, then you got the other brands that are like skincare, but kind of more female targeted. They're like, damn, this is a great idea. We've been waiting to get into the barber industry. Skin is skin. Doesn't matter what gender.
Male or female, yeah.
Or race or anything. We need to get into that industry because we're on this side.
Yeah.
Okay, so then now, if you think about it, we got barber beauty schools that are merging. And we have even programs that you can get your barber and your beauty license in one program. Okay, so look at today's trends with the texture, the color, the volume, besides the fade. And some of these barbers ain't even fading; they're doing all shear work.
All shear work, I was gonna tell you that.
Okay, so now to me, and even as like an educator, really upping my shear game, it's like this is salon stuff. These hairstylists have been nice with the shears since before this trend hit the barber industry or the barber side, right? So bridging the gap is just bringing the two together and celebrating the culture for hair and beauty.
Yeah, what's one of the gaps that I seen because I went with my boss GT. We went to it was called I forgot. It was in Koreatown though, and they were gonna do a pixie cut. They were gonna do a balayage. And I told GT, hey, let's go check it out. When we went to check it out, what I noticed honestly, like the gap or why sometimes beauty brands don't want to mess with barbers is the level of professionalism.
Yeah.
When I entered the class, everybody was like well dressed. They are greeting you. It wasn't like when you go inside like an expo and it's all barbers.
Yeah.
Like either every barber has a drink in their hand, or every barber has a vape in their hand, or it seems really the environment, the atmosphere. I think the beauty people, they like being in more professional atmospheres.
Yeah.
Yeah, more classy, more elegant.
Yeah.
But I did see I did went to Expo too, and the barber side was like cool. It was full. But when I went to the beauty side, it was packed.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to everybody was seeking education.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to find out how you learn this new technique and all that.
Yeah.
So that's the gap that I seen. I don't know what's the gap that you see, KO?
I've been seeing a lot more unity now than ever.
Yeah.
Than when I first, going 5 years back when I first started going to shows and stuff like that. Now I see the unity a lot. Now you got a competition where you got a girl braider and a barber, or two girl barbers versus two guy barbers or stuff like that. Where they're combining each other. So I'm seeing the bridge unfold. Yeah. And events like this just help it solidify the unity that we should have with one another, the barber and beauty expert. So I'm kind of like on the other side where I'm looking at it where I guess in the past days, prior to COVID, prior to, barber and beauty salons being separated, I believe that the social media and all these platforms helped everyone open their eyes and say, hey, hair is hair, male or female. Let's tackle it that way. Now you got barbers doing hair color. Women coming into the barbershop to get the hair color with the short hair, with the designs, because if they go to their ultimate stylist, she can't get down with the blade. She can't get that design that she really wants for her hair. Yeah. So it's all that being in there that I feel like I see what gap you guys are talking about, but I do see the evolution of where we're headed into. And for the events that put barber and beauties together, I think that it's the right way to go, the right way the right path to take now. You know, instead of exclusively just keeping barbering and beauty with beauty.
Yeah.
You know, I think going in there, because in the beauty world, there's a lot of women that are that come, you know, but women are starting to come out more competitive and wanting to join barber battles, wanting to get that crossover license, to get their barber license, so they're able to compete with the gentlemen that are also doing these things.
Yeah.
Now we got big names that are women. There's a lot of women out there that are barbers and that used to be stylists, and now they're getting to different levels that they never imagined on getting when they were just doing beauty work, you know, which is crazy. And I think that right now I'm excited to go to events that have both now, because vice versa, I don't know if you guys are noticing, but these designs that they're putting online right now a lot, they're using contour, they're using makeup, you know, to make it just pop.
Yeah.
And we're crossing over to them as much as they're crossing over to us.
Yeah.
You know, and we're creating this beautiful, beautiful world of hair and just culture and just industry together, putting everyone on the same stage. You know, we all could continue to learn from one another. You know, because you know, like Babyliss used to be like a Hot Tools brand, right? And now how big are they in barbering? And have they never took that path, where would they be at?
Yeah, 100%. And when I, my thing with bridging the gap is the crossover rate is at its all-time high right now.
Yeah.
Right. And everything you just explained with the collaborations between barber and beauty, and just even the tools that we're using, like I see straighteners now at barber battles.
Yeah.
Straightening, blow dryers, you know, and just different products.
I've been seeing a lot of hairspray that women's use now.
Yeah.
Now the barbers are using it.
Yeah, like higher end hairspray.
Yeah, higher end hairspray.
And so when I talk about bridging the gap, because the interaction is already there, but now with, you know, brands, beauty brands and barber brands, and then, you know, for me it's like the beauty and the professionalism on the beauty side. Like I said, I've already been turned down, or like, this might not be the show for me, you know. So from a coordination standpoint, we do need that on the streets. We do need someone to come to bring things together, and this more so, and maybe using the term bridge the gap for my goal is not really the goal, but it's more to create a celebration where everyone can come out and celebrate their unique identities within both sides of the industry,
right?
And celebrate the culture. So that's basically, and it's in and I'll send it to you. It's in the media deck that, you know, what my purpose is, what my goal and stuff like that.
Your mission and everything.
My more so, I'm really interested, in my vision is to create a celebration for the culture.
I like it.
Because, you know, and not only that, you know, like I said, in Oxnard, we tend to forget that we have created a culture. We have created a hair culture, a beauty culture, a nail culture, a lash culture, a makeup culture, you know, barber culture. But we're so into it, we don't ever realize that people look at us like, that's the barber culture.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they do. You know, that's how they get down. That's their life, you know. And now more so, it's more of like a celebration, you know, for the culture.
Yeah. I actually like the whole idea that you're doing. I know when you broke it down to me, and over there in Oxnard, you were telling me a little bit about your goals and your vision. So tell us a little bit more about where did you get this coordinator mindset, this like managerial personality? Because a lot of people throw events, right? And I've been noticing right now, they throw events and it's really disorganized. It's not professional. There's no structure. There's no vision. Like you have a media deck. You're saying you also said that you want to keep your emails professional, the marketing. So like where did you get that knowledge from?
I think it all started in my earlier years, back in like high school. we were doing the party crew things.
Oh yeah.
You know?
KO.
So I mean, to organize a party and make money at the door, charging $5 a head,
Yeah.
16, 17 years old, and having like the hottest DJs and the hottest go-go dancers, and at the end of the night, you know, everybody's drunk, you know, cake stands, and everyone's talking about it for the rest of the week, and you're like, wow, that was a success, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of where my whole coordinating thing came into play. And then going into warehousing, and then getting into some sort of management or just some sort of team leader role where, you know, you got to delegate, you got to do this, you got to do that. You're basically your shift leader or supervisor's right-hand man for certain days out the week, you know, and I enjoy doing that. You know, I enjoy having success at the end of the day. So like, all right, man, that was tough, but we did that. You know? And then that just kind of led into like my little endeavors with trying to start my own business here and there, you know, and then going into owning a barbershop. And then that was my ultimate. See, for me, barbering, everybody says it, barbering changed my life. Barbering didn't change my life because I was doing bad. Barbering didn't change my life because I was on drugs or, you know, anything like that. Barbering changed my life because I was never creative. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never had that creative, like I was never good at anything, you know? I thought I was probably like talking to girls at the most, or getting drunk, you know? Or going to work, and I always developed a good work ethic. But when I got into barbering, it allowed me to get creative and then now take my management and my coordination and create a vision for a little barbershop with all these expectations. You know what I'm saying? So now going into coordinating events, like, you know, I have a vision, and I sit here and I talk about all this with bringing the two sides of the industry together. And, you know, I'm looking at, it's like a 6,000 square foot venue.
That's a lot.
It's 3 rooms and an outside patio that, you know, it's like a small parking lot in between the two buildings, which would be our main entrance. So every single room is going to be a different vibe, you know. And for the main room, and this is how meticulous it got to get, is I need that barber battle and those Cosmo demos on stage with half and half barber and beauty vendors. I need that vibe to go smooth. Because we drown these girls out with some Nipsey. They're not coming back.
Not coming back.
Yeah, and especially the vendors. You know,
so you're being like meticulous with the DJ too, or?
Oh, my DJ's on point. I've already.
You're gonna have some house, some techno. You came up with the playlist?
We're working on one right now.
Dope.
Yeah, like all your upscale salon vibes. Your Catronata. And if you go to my page and you see all the instrumentals I'm using, I'm really trying to keep that balance, you know?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I got 2 hosts. I got a barber host, I got a beauty host that are both sick on the mic, you know. They know the mission. You know, so we have to push forward with the goal. And then outside, that's all the barber showcases, hip hop performances, custom cars, you know, that's the turn up outside, you know. So it's just, it really, some people have it, some people don't. I feel like I got it. I'm going to give it a shot. You got to step into unforeseen waters in order to know if you can succeed or not, you know. And
that's right. I just think sometimes you just have to do it, bro. And I feel like I can really, really like relate to everything that you just said, because, you know, I come from the same background of throwing parties, backyard boogies, to the flyer parties, to, you know, actually using that to getting into a lounge and then heading on to a club style event that requires a lot more coordinating and a lot of more professionalism, and getting that and using it in the barber game is very, very similar. Just now you're actually doing it right, and you're doing it for in a professional way. And not only that, you're actually not doing it. It's not even for just throwing an event. It's just actually unite both of the best of both worlds in the hair industry to bring this event to life. I think it sounds like a great idea, and, you know, having everything like that vision, the way that you speak about it, I can almost see it unfold already. In that way, I can see myself walking in with the nice cars and all that stuff, hip hop vibe outside, and then jumping in there to a more professional, uppy vibe. You know, inside the area where it's like the main attraction.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited, man. That gives me great vibes. That it's gonna be a great turnout, bro. It's gonna be a great turnout.
Yeah.
Man.
Share a little bit more of the details. Is there gonna be just barber battling, or there's gonna be beauty battles too?
No, so this year, I'm really, as we were talking earlier, I'm really trying to pave the way, and I honestly feel like, you know, my vision's huge. I would love all the big brands to come out, you know, but I have to be real with myself and understand why they're not going to come out, because this is your first year, you know, and this is my first year with this event, with this project, with this mission. So I'm going to do the barber competition, and then we're going to showcase every other part of the beauty industry. So I have showcases going on from extensions to Botox, lip filler, braids, to vibrant color and style, into, blondes, you know, specialists, and into nails, nail art, tattoo removal, you know, with by tattoo, jet plasma facials. Like, I'm doing a lot of demos. Showcases on the main stage, and then the second room we're gonna have our demos. So whatever brands bring their educators, or whatever educators want to come out as solo educators, they're gonna have that demo stage to mic up, and whoever's hanging around, having a drink, watching them talk, asking them questions, picking their brain, it'll be open for that artist to give their, you know.
Are you providing the mics for everyone, or they gotta bring all that by themselves?
No. For that room, we just have one speaker, two mics, two cordless mics, and a speaker, and then, you know, their area, a little stage set up. Yeah.
And then the showcasers, are people able to see the showcase, like sitting down, or everything's just standing up?
No, everything. Showcases will be on the main stage. So I got 2 chairs on the main stage, and then on the floor will be your 10, 12, 15 competitors off the stage. And I have always done it like that with Battle of the Empire, because to go to a barber competition and see your boy cutting and competing right there on the floor rather than up on stage, like, I've always felt like that was more real, more raw, you know?
Correct.
So I'll put the showcase artists on stage. They're going to do their thing, one on each side. I do got a couple of barber showcases going to be up there too. You know, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. And then demos in the second room. Second room's going to be pretty dope, actually, because that's where we haven't announced it yet, but that's where you guys will be. I do have a photographer with the backdrop. Now, let me tell you something. Headshots. Man. All these professionals that call themselves professionals, they're sending me selfies in the car. They're sending me, you know what I'm saying? So I got a photographer coming out and specializing just in headshots.
And then sending
five headshots right there, edit it, take them home, send them to your next promoter that's doing their show. You know?
Correct.
It's bad, bro.
No, I know.
Yeah, and then we got some tattoos, and like that's gonna be more of like the live. That's gonna be the live room.
Don't they send you like headshots, and it's like them cutting somebody's hair, and now they're promoting themselves and whoever their client is? It's just crazy. It's crazy. It happens all the time.
Yeah, man.
It happens all the time, man. But for the culture, as far as like the second room, so you're gonna have second room. What's consisting at the third room? I know you mentioned you have
that's
the
the
third
basement.
Stage, the basement.
That's where more. So my education approach for this show, sit down, listen, is going to be more of a full circle, business circle, a full business circle.
But does that go at is that going to be happening at the same time of everything else?
Yeah, so everything's going to have its you know, we're going to have our pamphlet at the gate. You know, general admission, everyone will get a pamphlet. We'll have some pop-up banners with show times and stuff like that. And I just really want a multi-purpose event, and just have everyone always have something to do. Because how many times have we been to a show and we're in one room and we lap that room like 10 times, and it's just like, now we're just standing around like, you know, what else are we gonna do, you know? And that's why I'm so drawn into this venue, because it has multiple areas, you know. And with that, I mean, I kind of, it's really something different. I know a lot of people do business features here and there, but from here, I'm trying to go from LLC all the way up to massage therapist. Everything full circle with business. You know, everything I've learned personally in the last 10 years of being a licensed barber to having backaches right now, like that's where you're going to get. So at any time, there's going to be 20-minute intervals of guest speakers throughout the day, all the way through in the basement.
I think that's where everyone should be at. I feel like that's where I would be at. Like I want to be learning all the business side of our careers. You know, there's different connections. So like you said, you're gonna have a massage therapist. All that, I think.
Yeah. So right now we're filling in those blanks. It's like maybe 13 speakers that are going to be down there. And it's just something where I'm just like, you know, one of the biggest ones are life insurance and money investments. You know, like I have a really good company coming out, and they're going to they don't want their booth in the basement. My thing is like, hey, you know, this is what I specialize in, and these are why you should do it, and this is how you can do it. Come talk to me back here, my booth's right here, and we can chop it up a little bit more. Just a little introduction to their business. Come see me at my booth. This life insurance company is so excited, bro. They were just like, we want to be on the main floor. And I'm like, oh, we can't be on the main floor. Damn. Okay, well, where can we be? We want to be with the people, you know? So I was like, all right, I got you outside, bro. Like, it's going to be cracking out there. All right, we're there. What do you need, you know?
Yeah, correct.
You know, I'm just trying to bring more energetic, you know, just different angle and more value to.
I feel like we need that right now. A lot of how has your journey been? You know, I've seen you at a lot of events, and you hit me up about being at the grand opening and stuff, and the way you have your setup. You have like you sell tickets for the event already and stuff like that. So you've been doing your journey, going to different events, right? Some are showcases, some are grand openings, and some are barber battles. What do you see new that you would want to bring to your event, or what's something different that you want to bring as far as for the barber industry part of the event? Like in the barber battles, are you sticking to the same categories? How do you see that evolving from your eyes, jumping back into it and having your own event now?
First and foremost, bringing beauty to the barber competition.
Yeah.
You know, some people, and like you said, I've been busy. Me and my team have been working, you know, and to touch base on that real quick is I really feel like no one's gonna believe in me if I don't support. You know, now I wish and I hope at one point, which shout out to Barbershop Connect and Lee, great dude. You know, this man has done it right. You know, BarberCon LA was one of my utmost favorite event that I've been to in a long time. Besides Modown, Modown is where it all started for me. You know, shout out to Louis, shout out to Louis from Modown.
Yeah.
You know, that's where it started. Lee's doing it from behind the computer. You know what I'm saying? His networking, his platform that he's created has got everybody drawn to him to repost, and now he's doing one of the most dopest barber shows in my opinion, right? So for me, I need to get back out there. I need to sell pre-sale tickets. I need to support you. I need to support you. I don't care if you're just having a class with 15 people. I don't need to bring my whole backdrop, but I'll bring my tablecloth and show up for you. You know what I'm saying? Because who's gonna believe in me if I don't support? You know what I'm saying? So I'm and I always say it. Let's go create some believers. You know, let's go create some believers, and that's I think that's key to anything. Because if you sit there and just DM all day, then that's the outcome you're gonna get.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. You're going to do so much behind the computer, right? At first,
yeah. And then, you know, as far as what I'm bringing different to the barber community, and I think it's going to be that touch of professionalism and controlled environment off the barber battle stage, the main stage, you know, and I think it's, you know, and for me, I'm really, we need a beautiful audience. And that's where the beauties are going to come from. That's where the beauty side is going to step in, you know? So if I'm a competitor and we got a bunch of girls standing around, then I'm going to step it up a little bit more, you know? And that's just like, you know.
No, it's true. Like,
it's very true.
I heard Ty Lopez, he always says, like, if you're going to have an event, like, and you're going to invite guys, 4 out of 10 gotta be girls.
Yeah.
If 4 out of 10 are not girls, a lot of guys are not gonna come out.
Yeah.
Like you just need guys just like being around girls.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true. With that barber and beauty, joining each other, a lot of barbers want to go out to these events because there's girls there.
Yeah.
And
Even though they're not gonna talk to them.
even though, yeah, but not only in that sense, but the collaborative amount of when you see the promo of it being a guy and a girl together is just like more of a hit.
Yeah.
I feel like than a guy and a guy now, or a girl and a girl
Yeah.
type thing. It is just dope to see that.
100%.
To see that.
And that's why I haven't dropped like an official flyer. I put one together. I put my introduction video together, and now I'm just individually shouting out sponsors, showcase, so on and so forth. But not until I get all the pieces to the puzzle, which we're shooting here in another week or two, then I'm going to drop that flyer closer to the date to capture that. We need both, on the main one, because right now it's just industries on industry, and that's my biggest thing here when I talk about billboards, when I talk about shaking hands and going to different events, is I'm tired of industry on industry. We're service. We're not here for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ask me who do I do it for? What do I do it for besides my son? I do it for my client, because I want my client to feel good about who he gets his haircut with, so he can go tell his people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you want to see a billboard or see a post or, say, hey, babe, Barber and Beauty Expo.
You want to go?
Let's check it out. This is
Yeah.
good for both of us, and then, with filling in all the blanks, I'm trying to get as many people involved in this as possible. Because if just that business circle, 13 speakers, brings out 5 people outside of the industry, you see what I'm saying? Like, my live performances outside of Barber and Beauty, they bring 5, 10, 15 people each. The 2 DJs I have outside, they bring 10, 15, 20 people each. Now we're stepping outside of the industry. And that's kind of like a bigger goal of mine, is to get out of industry on industry. Because like, it gets repetitive sometimes.
Yeah, you start seeing the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have different things that are like performances and all that stuff. I think all that helps the barbers or just the hair industry itself, give it that extra cherry on top, or that bomb. Like, oh, that's dope. They had, that's the reason why when I had the grand opening for the barbershop, that's why I had, the horse come out. That's why I had, the dancers.
That was the sickest thing, bro.
I had the dancers come out,
Yeah,
and I had this vision to say, like, dude, I feel like it just complements, because we're very cultural to wherever we come from. So to see people be like, oh, that was cool to have, dancers, and then the live music, and then they break, and then you have other dancers dressed up differently. It just gives everyone like, oh, that wasn't just about hair. That was about a full or all event, that it was a something that someone can come and enjoy with the family, with just your partner, no matter what you do on a daily basis. If you have a 9 to 5, you still get to come to these events and enjoy it. And not only that, it puts the barber, the Cosmo, and the beauty people in the eyes, and be like, they're not just doing hair. They're really actually doing the work of putting these events together. And it takes a lot.
Yeah.
It's like going to Comic-Con or going to E3 show, and it's like, man, how do they put these things together, bro?
Exactly.
Like and I've experienced it. I used to work for FGPG, where they used to do setups for different events, Comic-Con, just the Facebook one that they have, the car show in Vegas, the big car show in Vegas. So
like staging?
Yeah, the staging,
Oh,
where people would go and be like,
that's hard work, bro.
that's a lot of work that people, nowadays is evolved to like union people. You just send them the plans, and then they put it all together for you, but going to CT Expo and going to these larger scale events like Modown, when, being also being part of the event, and getting there when nobody's set up, and then you're setting up, then that also hits you too in a different way, where you're like, man, Louis, she putting in work. Like, this ain't no joke. Like, to be up here 5:30, 6 in the morning, making sure that everything is coordinated, everything. I mean, because you can only take on so much as a coordinator. You know, like as a coordinator, like having everything intact, everyone needs to be set up by this time, and you got to be also understanding like things happen, you know, like this person forgot the banner, now we're sending somebody and we have to have everything set up. It's crazy to all that is putting in the work. I feel it's all under the same umbrella of putting in the work, and a lot of people don't see that.
No,
a lot of people just see they see the show, oh, it was dope, but man, you know how hard it was to get that billboard up?
Yeah.
You know how hard it was, you know, just to get the permit to get these nice cars in the front.
Yeah,
you know, it just takes a lot of work that some people don't see that.
Nah, not at all. And that's where some people have it, some people don't.
Yeah.
And because just like a lot of things, everything in life, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Then if you were let's say let's move fast forward like 10 years, right? You're in your 10th year of doing the expo. What brands like were you at that point, like ideally, would you want them to come out? Like beauty brands and barber brands?
So for me, I you know, like I said, I shoot for the stars, but you know, it's just like, I mean, why? Of course, we want Babyliss, JRL, Wall, Coco. We want all those guys there, you know, and you know, even for the skin side, like Dermalogica and you know,
maybe like Neutrogena,
all those big guys. You know, to me, I look at like Long Beach. You know, was it Premier now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, that's my goal one day, you know, and you know, hopefully, you know, we can get to that point. But you know, it's funny that you asked that question because I can't let that be a factor in this project.
On the first year, correct.
So now I'm like paving the way, and I'm sending the invites, and you know, I'm making connections and networking with different people that are bringing some of those brands out, but not necessarily the brand themselves.
Yeah,
you know,
they're part of it.
They're a part of it. We got distributors that carry those brands, you know, and you know, they're already giving, you know, credits for my show. Like, yeah, we'll give you credit for sure. Take this much and go do your thing for the culture, you know, which is already for me. I'm like, okay, cool. We're in the ear. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So, but if I allow that to be my everything, then it's just gonna be discouraging when I don't have those brands.
Correct.
Yeah. So, but now, you know, and then one thing too is we got a lot of brands trying to come up, and they're knocking, and I'm like, you know, now I have to balance it. Like, okay, I don't want, like, what do they call, like, pop-ups? Like, I don't want a pop-up, you know what I'm saying? Like,
great.
We're really trying to bring, you know, not that these brands are not quality or anything like that, but I really have to, you know, you know, it's like the outside area. Those are more for, like, the pop-up brands, you know, and then the main floor, and then the second room for, like, the live podcast, the tattoo artist, the photographer, you know what I'm saying? So we just got to keep that balance.
I think it's difficult sometimes, right? Because like you said, maybe you want to get all the booths filled up and you're like, oh yeah, come through. I'll let you bring your stuff. But then it might not fit with your vision, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it becomes difficult to tell people no, and then to know who to actually let be part of the whole vision and the whole project, you know.
What I see happening too is just sometimes just to fill it up, like you say, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot because you're just like, all right, now we could say it's sold out, and these people don't even carry a table with them. Now you gotta go and get a table for them, and they don't even have you said all white canopies, and now this person, oh, well, I only have a black one. Like, so these things are sometimes you gotta listen to your heart and your mind and be like, hey, you know what? Like, should I go with them or should I just leave it open? You know, to someone that's actually more professional, that I do see putting in the work to be here on time. They're actually replying to the group chat of all the vendors that you have going on and all that. Sometimes that's what I see myself too. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can't just have just anyone. You know, you gotta respect the vision that you have so everything could really unfold how you really want it to
Yeah.
unfold, and it doesn't back you up, because at the end it's like your name, your image.
Exactly.
You know, if it doesn't work out the way that you want it to, just to fulfill it, you know, just to rush through it, you're
Yeah.
really not gonna get nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta really be passionate about it.
Yeah, and I think that's too where you put your price point on your vendor booths. You know, like
Yeah.
you gotta price your vendor booths to quality vendors. You know,
Yeah.
And I've been blessed. I just got Eminence Barber Academy to sponsor the student category. Okay, so they're paying for all of the hardware, which I'm working on some really nice trophies. You know, one-off shit. And they're also paying for the grand prize for the first place, and then they're buying their booth. You know, so it's like that's $1,000 right there. You know?
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
Then that student category, you know what I noticed a lot? Like there's a student battle, and then you see people there like 10 years or like 9 years. So how will you have control of that? Or like, what do you-
I definitely.
is it like as long as you still have your license? Or
No, I need proof. You know, we can get this a whole nother topic. I've been.
It's
seeing.
crazy, because
And
I was
really-
gonna get into that with you too.
And I really-
I wanted to know.
So I didn't touch base on it because my competitors are not sold out yet.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't want to shoot myself in the foot, you know. But there's a lot of things I've been seeing at these barber battles lately that
Yeah.
are not how it's supposed to be, you know. And for me personally, we're only having one barber student category. Because of the length of the show, and I don't want to just drown it out with competition after competition or category after category. So one student barber category, which is student creative, and you got to show proof of what school you go to. You know, I need to know what school you go to, and you know, be honest at that point.
Yeah,
you know?
correct,
And
correct.
so far, the ones that have signed up are legit students. You know, and then not only that, we could get back into the competition. It was like, what is going on with all these pre-styled cuts? They come into the competition already pre-styled, and they just do their little touch-ups, and then all they're doing is the haircut, the design. Like,
the design?
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
I've seen
it
that.
loses the whole purpose, right?
Or like the whole student thing that took me by surprise at these recent events that I've been at is like, if you're a student, that means you're enrolled in school, right?
Enrolled in school.
Yeah.
And to their eyes, all they knew was like, well, I'm a student to barber battling
Yeah.
right now. So this
Yeah.
is my first competition. So I could get my feet wet, I'm gonna join the student category, and then I'll go for the pro.
Nah, man.
And to me, that was really confusing. I was like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah.
and then I couldn't see it that way. I couldn't see it that way because I was so used to it being like, you're a student because you're at school. That's when you're really starting.
Yeah.
But the response to them was like, well, there's a lot of people that have been in the game for so long, and now they're going to school.
Okay.
So how do you break that? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like you got somebody that got 60,000 followers, is over here cutting Nicky Jam and cutting artists.
Yeah.
He just started going to school, so he's okay to compete in the
Yeah.
student category. Like that's kind of like, okay, well, I see what you're saying with that,
Yeah.
but I feel like there's some traditional rules that just can't be broken.
Yeah.
Like, this is the category and these are the rules.
Yeah.
Like this new function stuff, like make it something else. Don't make it a student category. You could
Yeah.
put beginners, pro creative or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
So I definitely do my research. You know, I'll go look it up, and you know, if I feel like it's not right, it's can't. You know, and then even for like even for judging, you know, I don't believe in 15 judges, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, why you need 15 judges,
You know,
right?
like, I believe, and here's how I'm doing it. I might have 15 judges, but I have 2 official judges that are Mike Brown and Mikey T's. Okay, if you know either one of
Mikey
those.
T's, yeah, Mikey T's.
And then Mike Brown, he's a native from the Inland Empire area, and he does, more black hair and hair designs and into like regular, our hair. Like he's very well-rounded barber. Mikey T's is just a whole nother animal on
It's a
that
whole
side.
different beast.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And shout outs to them for hopping on this project because they're going to be our official judges, right? And for me, I've always said 3 judges because the odd one out. And if you have 3 sets of eyes that can't come up with the same top 3, something's wrong, So, when you got 15 judges and you got 10 to 15, 20 competitors, like, or models, it's just like, that's bad. That's hard, So each one of my other guest judges are going to drop in each category. So I got my 2 official judges, and then we got, Tanya going to drop into the fade category. We got so-and-so dropping into this category. So at the end of the day, it's going to look like a lot of judges, but it will only be 3 per category. Maybe 4 on the tag team one.
That's good.
Yeah.
I actually like that. I like that idea.
Yeah. And that's the nitpicking coordination that we got to do, because at the end of the day, that controversy, no event should ever have that kind of controversy when it comes to competitor. Why is he coming with freestyle? That guy's a barber for 10 years, yeah, he is going to school. Or, that judge, and that was his barber, like, nah, man, like, across that board, I'm squeaky clean.
You don't want no
side.
barber politics.
No, hell no. And then, back to your thing about your vendors as well. Like, I was a vendor for a long time, so I got to make sure that my business with them is good, because at the end of the day, I need to make them money, So that's just the other part of the nitpicking coordination. Like I said, I'm giving it my all for you guys to be successful and everyone else that joins. And when it comes down to the community, this this ain't only just like my vision for the Inland Empire, because I've been doing this for 10 plus years. And at the end of the day, I've been from Frisco to San Diego. I got support in Oxnard, LA, Orange County to San Diego, And at the end of the day, when my barber community shows up for my area, that means a lot to me. So in advance, thank you guys for pulling up, because it already is being talked about. It already is a topic, coming up to 2 months to the show. And it's just barber fam in general. It doesn't matter what area you're in. We're all brothers and sisters in this side of the industry, and that's what I'm doing it for, is to bring us all together and once again create a celebration for the culture that we've created.
Awesome. I like that you're moving like with the logical side and the emotional part of it. It's really crucial to do it in that way, like have everything organized, have the structure, but then also have a deeper reason why, And I love that you said that you want to celebrate. It's like you're not even trying to merge the gap. You're not trying to do any of that. You want to celebrate both industries. And I think when we focus on that, like, I know your desire is for us to benefit from it too. It's not just about you. Like, your vision is more about others, Obviously, it's still entitled to you, but I feel like when you do that, something great comes out of that. Instead of just... I noticed, like I told KO in the beginning of the year, like I just want to collaborate this year. I don't want to compete no more with barbers, with other people. Like, if we join together, it's a bigger force, it's a bigger impact,
100%.
And I've been meditating on was like, I don't want to be like, how you say you don't want to be in the billboards, you don't want to be the celebrity barber. Like, that's me too. Like, I just want to impact. As long as I could really genuinely impact these people. And like you said, maybe a piece of information might change their life.
Exactly.
That's our fulfillment. And I think if that's our end goal, there's no way we could lose.
Yeah, and real quick, I'll just wrap that up, because I have it tattooed on my leg. What you give is what you get. And at the end of the day, that's why I do education. I'm not far from the best barber on the streets, but my journey is my journey. Back to opening this up and sharing my journey with my students, or with the class or the school that I'm teaching at, or people are coming out to see me, like that can impact them already. There's been so many warehouse workers out there going into barbering like, hey, damn, man, I needed this, bro. I needed this. It wasn't even the skill set. It wasn't even the haircut or the product. It was just my story. Or, you put that out there, that's what you're gonna get back, you know.
Yeah.
And it's back into your blessings, you know. Exactly what you said. I just want to impact someone. We're blessed, you know. We continue to be blessed, but what are we doing? And I just spoke about this the other day on my story. Is are we looking down and gatekeeping those blessings to get on that billboard, or are we giving back to our community, to the ones that are in need in any kind of way, inside or outside the community?
Yeah.
And that's where we'll continue to be blessed.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man, I'm just thankful to have you here today, bro. You shared a lot of knowledge with us, a lot of knowledge with everyone that's looking right now. And I'm looking forward to the event. I'm looking forward to being part of it. I'm honored for you to have hit me up, you know, to be part of my event, and, you know, also being interested in the project that me and Diego got going on. That must have impacted you to a point that you want to have us there. So we are grateful for that opportunity as well, to be there, to be able to experience it and be part of the show itself. And we're looking forward to it. Anything that we can do as well to help support the event, you know, by, you know, posting things up on our story, bringing our people, letting people know to join the categories that you're gonna have, because we really believe in what you got going on. I'm just really thankful for all that, and I'm excited, bro. And, you know, kudos to you, to everything that you got going on. It looks like, you know, you walk around with a good heart, and you're really trying to give back, you know, to the community. And For the Culture is just a very catchy, you know, name, bro. So congratulations on that name, because I feel like it is more cultural when you talk about it like that. The way you explain and of the vision that you have for it. I'm grateful for that, and, you know, just keep hitting every event up, bro.
I'm out there.
Definitely the name's getting out there. You know, the sound waves are being created, and kudos to you and everything that you're gonna have for this great event, bro.
Cool. Thank you, man. Thank you guys for having me. It's an honor. It's my second podcast. You know,
damn.
But when it's passion, it's easy.
It's easy.
So,
Absolutely,
there's
bro.
a lot of passion on this side, and congratulations to you guys.
Thank you
for doing this, because the industry needs this, man. And, you know, you guys had like a hairstylist on here earlier on in your episode, the female or something.
We have a lot of hairstylists.
There it is. And I know we talked about, you know, having some of my people on that side on the show the day of. So I got some for you guys too.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Really, that are really beneficial and add value to you guys' the project too.
Thank you as well.
Yeah, for sure. So For the Culture Barber and Beauty Expo, September 29th, downtown San Bernardino, California. You can check us out at For the Culture Expo on IG, and also purchase tickets and registration. A few more vendor booths that are available at fortheculture.expo, link in the bio. Our Eventbrite is up and going. We do have some discounts, and we're going to be running a bunch of different special promos and codes throughout the time. And if you see us out on the streets, we always have some discounts as well. Stop by our booth. We're out there. Let's go.
Let's go. It was For the Culture.
Stay down, came up, God made a way.